used to think in 2004 when people were saying, well, Darfur, where was that? I would tell people what's happening. But now I conclude that people know what's happening. And it's worse than that. It's that they don't care.
We have to remember that some of these people have been living in camps or living in extraordinarily deprived circumstances for a very long time. Malnutrition rates have skyrocketed in recent weeks and months. The most recent survey of 16 sites found that in every one of them, global acute malnutrition, the basic metric for malnutrition, was above emergency levels.
But the camps, the most disturbing part to me was I asked to meet alone with women. And they brought 30 women to this stiflingly hot cement building. And they were all sitting on the floor. Long and short of it, in the space of 1 hour, 5 women talked about their gang rapes. 5 in that room. And the reason we only heard that many is because I had to leave at the end of an hour in order to get back on the airplane to get back to where I had to be for security reasons, or the UN wouldn't have let me go.
In Darfur, there is a group of people who are trying to wipe out the African tribal farmers. This group is known as the Janjaweed. Janjaweed means evil on horseback. The Janjaweed visited Malka's village and family that very day.
I feel like the power of my children's words is so much more than anything I could ever say, because I'm 31 now. But hearing it from a 10-year-old and hearing it from an 11-year-old, hearing it from a 12-year-old is powerful, and it's palpable, and it's meaningful, and it just makes a difference.
Many times people feel, oh my God, our efforts didn't do anything, people continue to die, and my response is that, well, when this tragedy started, the targeted groups were X-marked for extinction. And I think the successes of what we collectively do, even though sometimes we don't feel that we did anything that had affected that, well, 4 million people are alive, because at some point an X mark was put on them. But because of our outcries and all this, definitely it is not that the government of Sudan was slow in achieving its intent, but it is because the world cried so loud. But I hope that the only thing that's missing at this particular moment is a political will to resolve the issue, and that will actually extinguish the flames of genocide.
At the root of every failure to respond to genocide is a lack of domestic political will, because you need to act through the national governments. It's not good enough to say the UN is not doing this. The UN is made up of national governments, and they're accountable to individual citizens. So it's really, there's a huge role for citizen action in this movement. However, that's only one part of it. So citizen action can build the political will, but then you need your champions inside government, your champions inside Congress and inside the executive branch, who are going to elevate genocide above the other national security interests that more typically fall on the government's priority list.
So why the youth haven't participated? Because none of that has been brought to their attention. They're just wrapped up in, where it's going on and so on, and they look at the political debate as something that my parents do. Well, rather interesting that their future is no more 20 years down the road like I do. And I could tell, I can tell my parents, that's your thing. My future is, way out there. Their future is now in their face. So they better face the people who are going to decide about their future now, so that they can shape the future versus trying to survive it.
Young people change the world. The great movements in human history have been started and led by young people. So we will be able to look back one day and look at this date and say that we came together and we stood and we were led by young people. We led the charge and we helped end genocide in Darfur. Stop the genocide now. Stop the genocide now. Stop the genocide now. Stop the genocide now.